So I just wanted to chat with you all and say, at times life can be very difficult. I understand that. I know that because being one of those people that have contemplated suicide in the past, because of the trauma and because of the things within your past that are so hard to get through. And like for me, being molested was very hard to overcome. And I'm not even completely over it 100%. I am miles beyond where I ever was. And I know, like, when I went back to Maryland in February and I reached out to my molester and said, I want to talk to you, I want to get together. And I know I completely floored him. I mean, I pulled the rug out from under him because, again, he was like, oh, let's have family dinner. I'll have my wife get together and, I'll pull my brother and his wife together. And as much as I would have loved to see all of them, my main focus was to get together with him to really kind of lay it out that the bullshit and everything that he did to me within that summer really had an impact on everything. And I mean everything within my life from 6 years up till I'm 53 now. And I'm still dealing with some of that bullshit. And where I knew forgiving him for what he did was going to help me, it still didn't eliminate all of the emotions, all of the problems, all of the darkness, all of the things within my psyche. It certainly made a huge impact, and it made a big deal on how far I've gotten. But I still have a ways to go. Because there are times where I am just so depressed still that I don't get out of bed until way later in the afternoon. Certainly way more than I ever should. And then I kind of get to a point, it's like, okay, I got to get. I made decisions earlier in the year that no matter what was going on in my life, I had to make some basic changes. And like one of them was signing up for the Run the Edge challenge. Knowing that I had to put in 2,024 miles in 2024, I made that my main goal to say, you know what? You need to make sure you get out of bed to do certain things and to rise above. And it's going to be a slow challenge. And I was able to do longer miles when I wasn't working before I had my new job. And so, every day I got out of bed so I was able to walk. And luckily, I'm still doing them. Even on my days off now, I might not be doing as long a walk, but my job is very active. And I'm blessed to have that as well. Because if I had a sit down job, I joke about it all the time. If I had a sit down job or a receptionist job or something, you'd probably see me on the next episode of my 600-pound life. Because I still need to learn to control the mouth. It's being a binge eater because of being molested. It still has an impact on me. Because sometimes I just don't love myself enough to put the fork down and say that's enough, or to not even get those trigger kinds of foods, to begin with. So there are still some struggles. There are still things that I'm having to overcome. And like I say, it's a day by day, it's an hour by hour, a minute by minute, a moment by moment situation. And sometimes I don't overcome it. And, yeah, there's a lot of shame involved and a lot of, dishonor on my heart and in my soul. But I also have to give myself a little bit of grace and a little bit of love and say, you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day, and you're not going to overcome all of these challenges overnight. I mean, it's taken me 47 years to forgive my molester his trespasses against me. But I still continue at times to hold myself prisoner. And so it's a matter of trying to change the focus within my brain and focus on some of the positive changes and the positive things I can do. And one of them was that Run the Edge challenge. And so knowing that I have to get out there every day and get a little bit of sunshine and get a little bit of fresh air and get a little bit of miles, even on my days off. Because, I mean, at this point, my job is so... I put in so many miles on the days that I do work that honestly, I'll hit 2024, I mean, probably in September or something like that if I, continue to work the 4 days and work these hours that I do and put in those kind of miles on just the 4 days that I work. But I continue to make myself get out. Even if it's, again, I sleep and, and I stay in bed and I stay in bed until like 2 or 3 o'clock sometimes, it's true. It happens at times. I make myself get up at a certain time to say, hey, I have to get out and I have to get some sunshine. And I made that commitment to myself earlier in the year. And so it's very important that I keep that, because I said that's the one thing I have to do. That is the one main thing, because being in the sunlight changes your mood. Getting that fresh air, it does change your mood. So yeah, where I would love to spring out of bed most days and be out there at, 6 in the morning or something like that, I'm starting to realize too with this new job that I need to, take a little bit of time sometimes to recoup, because my body is so, because it's so physical and constantly moving, 10 pounds, 20-pound items over and over and over and over again, it wears your body down, and your body needs the time to relax and recoup. So it's a learning stage at this point. I'm starting to learn a little bit more. I'm trying to give myself a little bit of grace in this new era and this new job, and trying to really, I mean, I thought, hey, maybe in a couple weeks I'll be able to get right back on track again or whatever else, but it's going to take a little bit longer than that. So I'm not going to beat myself up over it. Honestly, I'm not, because again, even right now, I'm like 100 and something pounds less than I was at my heaviest. And so it's just going to take a little bit more time for me to get adjusted and, figure out this whole thing. And once I actually get a regular schedule also, it's going to help. But I just thought I would share that with you all, because again, we're continuing to make whatever differences, whatever strives that we can, and continue to try to get one day better in all aspects of our life. But it doesn't always happen every day. Not every aspect, and it doesn't always happen the way you expect it to. So I just want to say, give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time if you're trying to adjust to new situations in your life, because things will happen in the time frame that they are supposed to happen. And I believe that the divine light will never give me more. God will never give me more than I can handle. And so just thought I would share that with you all today. Just continue to do the best that you can. And that's all you can do to ask, to help yourself, so that we can all continue to get one day better. Yeah.